So welcome everybody to Tai Chi for Health. This is a class which I must thank the library for sponsoring, the Mount Laurel Public Library, and I urge you all to be as supportive as you can to that institution. This is a class where we use the movements of Tai Chi and Qigong, which are two Chinese exercise systems, and the principles of Tai Chi, which is also a martial art, to improve our health. We can improve our strength, our muscles. We can improve our flexibility, our ability of our joints to move. We can improve our balance by improving our proprioception as well as our coordination of all these other things. And hopefully we can have a little bit of fun and improve our mood at the same time. You'll need a little space around you. We're going to take a step or two in each direction and make sure you don't trip over anything. So if you have any small animals, best leave them outside the room. Don't want anyone to fall down, because that's my only rule. Nobody should judge themselves for how well or poorly they do any movement, but my only rule is don't fall down. So if at any point you need to lean on something to support yourself to do a movement, or if you want to sit for the entire class, you can do so. I was just listening to a lecture today on, what's his name? Carnell Lyons, who was a great tap dancer from the mid-20th century. And one of his performances included seated tap dancing. So if that great teacher and performer of tap dance can do it, so can we. So if you need to sit down at any point, that's great. Just move what you can move without pain. Always stay in your comfort zone. With all that being said, I think we can start the class. We're going to bring our feet together and just be my mirror image. Try to replicate the movements I'm doing. You don't have to memorize anything, and you certainly don't have to judge yourself. We're going to bring our hands to our lower abdomen and we're going to breathe. We're going to inhale and exhale. And I want you to try to feel your belly expand as you inhale. Get a little smaller as you exhale. Trying to get the diaphragm to move so that you actually do some massaging of your lower pelvic organs. At the same time, you're increasing your lung capacity. And at the same time, you're stimulating your vagus nerve. So you're getting your parasympathetic nervous system, the nervous system that helps you repair damage in your body, digest food, relax, sleep. We want that nervous system to be stimulated. So that's what this belly breathing is all about. Now we're going to start moving. We're going to raise our arms up as we inhale, and they slowly fall down as we exhale. We're using the principles of Tai Chi, which I boil down to moving slowly and smoothly and continuously, as if there were resistance to our movement by the air. It gets us to be very connected between our brain and our muscles. It gives us a chance to feel a little bit more of what our body is feeling. Now we're going to bring our hands all the way up and slowly, slowly down in front. Now we're going to step out to the side. Our feet are now shoulder width apart. And we're going to inhale and our hands float up chest high. As we exhale, they float down. Now I tend to prompt the breath as we do our movements, but if that bothers you, ignore me and just breathe normally. This is the Tai Chi movement called Open the Door. As we inhale, the hands float up. As we exhale, the hands float down and we soften the waist and knees. Do a little mini squat. Now We're going to modify this. We're bringing our hands up to our heart level, turning the palms up and reaching toward the ceiling. As we exhale, the arms float down. So we're inhaling and exhaling. What all these movements are doing is they're gently moving our joints to circulate the synovial fluid in them. And that synovial fluid not only lubricates the joints, but also nourishes them. So doing this gentle movement helps your flexibility. Now we're going to modify this Qigong movement of supporting the sky like a pillar into one that's called connecting the earth and the sky. So the hands come up part way, but now one hand goes up and the other goes down. And if you want, you can lean to the side a little bit. And we add another principle to our Tai Chi principles, and that is the conscious transfer of weight from foot to foot. And now in other classes I do the dragon movements next. This time we're going to do a little bit different to start our twisting motions. We're going to raise up the moon. We're going to go to the other side. So try to visualize that you're raising the moon up into the sky as you turn your torso. Begin to look up. Try to follow your hand with your eyes. So you're actually twisting your neck just a little bit at the same time. Now we're going to gaze at the moon by bringing both hands up. You can do a little bit more of a turn. Still shifting our weight from side to side. Let's do one more. And we're going to shift our weight in a different direction. We're going to step out to the corner. We're going to push up and away as we do the Tai Chi movement called push the mountain or push-pull. So we're shifting our weight from the back leg to the front leg, slowly and smoothly. We're going to continue in this direction. First, we're going to reach downward with our palms up. And we're going to reach up toward the sky, and then our arms are going to spread apart. And this is connecting the sea and the sky, the Qigong movement. Next, we're going to bring our palms together as we go forward, and we're going to swim backward as we come backward, as we do the Qigong movement, parting the clouds. Let's do one more. Now we're going to lunge forward, raise our hands up, look upward, and as we come backward, the palms face down as we do a bow. And this is the Qigong movement called the butterfly. So this might be hard to balance. If you need, lean on something. And always decide what's comfortable for you in terms of how far you're stepping. You want to be confident that you'll stay upright. Then we're going to come back. I'm going to try to remember what I just did on the other side. So we're going to start by pushing the mountain. I always do all the movements on both sides, which is different from Tai Chi forms, where they often move in one direction for one set of movements and another direction for a different set of movements. Here we want to be balanced and do all the movements on each side. We've pushed our mountain. We're now going to connect the sea and the sky. So we reach down with our palms up, arms separate as we come up. Since it's not hurricane season, I feel confident in just connecting the sea and the sky without fear of destroying a city in Florida. Now we're going to part the clouds, so we bring our palms together as we reach forward and swim back. So we are recording the class. If any of you want to get a copy of a link to be able to practice this more often during the week, just make sure I have your email address. You can put it in the chat if I don't already send these to you. Now we're going to do the butterfly. So we're going to come up, look upward as our palms come up, look downward. So here we're trying to keep our spine straight as we do our bow. So we're doing just a hip hinge. We're also stretching the back muscles of our legs, so that's always useful to do. And we're going to sit back. We're going to hug a big tree. We're going to inhale and our hands float out. Exhale, they come back, come down. We're going to start doing some weight shifting. Do a few balance movements. We're going to start by bringing our heel out, just one heel, and then bring it back. Now the other heel. So we just do the foot. So you're balancing on the back leg as you bring out the heel. Now we're going to raise one hand over the foot. The other hand over the other foot. Now we're going to raise both hands. So one hand is up at the eye level, the other is at the elbow level. This is the Tai Chi movement called play the pipa, or play the guitar. If you prefer a different musical instrument, feel free. You could play the banjo, you could play the oud. Now we're going to go back to swinging. We're going to do a few different stepping movements here. I think the next one we'll do is we're going to bring out our toe. Bring out that toe. And now the other toe. And then we're going to, with the same side, have the hand with the palm up. Now the other side. Now we're going to have the other hand with the palm down as we do the Tai Chi movement called high pat the horse. So what I visualize here is I have a sugar cube in my lower hand, feeding it to the horse, patting the horse in the head. Now in Tai Chi, it's a martial art, so you're actually hitting someone or deflecting someone, maybe hitting them in the stomach and the eye at the same time, but that's not as relaxing a movement. We're going to go back to swinging now since we've already fed our horse. We'll do a couple of horse movements since it is the year of the horse. We're now going to, I think we'll do the white crane spreads its wings. So first we're going to hold a ball. Now we're going to separate our hands. So notice that we're rocking from side to side as our hands separate. And next we're going to add the foot movement. So the same side as the hand coming down, we're going to bring that foot out on the ball of the foot. So the white crane is spreading its wings, our hands are the wings, and we're not falling down. I have to follow my own number one rule. Let's do one more. See if Bob falls down. Nope, he's good. Now we're going to go to the other side. So we're going to rotate the the ball, and now we're going to just do the hands at first. So we've got our conscious weight transfer. Now we're going to bring that foot out, just on the ball of the foot. So the slower you do the movement, the harder it is, but the more it tests and strengthens your balance. I think the next thing we're going to do is another balance movement. So we're going to start by bringing one hand up in front of the face. Now we're going to bring that same side foot in on the ball of the foot. This is called the center step. Now we're going to raise the knee, if you can. If you can't, just leave your foot on the floor. This is the Tai Chi movement called the golden rooster stands on one leg. Now we're going to do the other side. Always do both sides. Start with the hand. So it's a Tai Chi movement, so you're maintaining your eye contact with your opponent. Bring in the foot. And you're raising your foot, perhaps to kick someone. So that is an martial art movement, but it's also a good balance movement. Now we're going to leave our arms on one side as we bring our opposite foot in, and we're going to do a little bit of a dance. Single-legged squat. The hands are doing a little bit of a confusion movement. Hand in front is moving down and up as we squat and come up. The side hand is coming in and out as we do the same leg movement. We're now going to add our step. We're going to step out to that corner, and the hands will do a similar kind of movement as we deflect down and push. Usually called brush knee and push. Another Tai Chi movement. To coordinate the breath, you inhale as you come back, exhale as you push. I like to coordinate the breath and the movement because that slows me down. And remember, our first Tai Chi principle is to move slowly. Let's do one more. We're going to bring our hands to one side. We're going to step up. Do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to do a little dance on this side. We're going to step out to the other corner. Brush knee and push. So your hands are making two ovals. If you put a GPS on your hands and then see where it went, they're making big circles. And most of the movements in Tai Chi are circular. Let's do one more. Now we're going to add I'm going to have to do it one more time. We're going to add a dragon movement. We're going to bring this hand up and slide it down. Now this hand comes up and slide it down. I skipped the dragons in the beginning, but they need a little bit of love. Okay, I'm going to step back and we're going to sync the chi. Inhale and exhale. Now we're going to bring the back of our hands together as we come up chest high. Now the hands separate and come down. To coordinate the breath, we inhale and we exhale. We're doing as much of a squat as is comfortable for you. Now we're going to point our fingertips up as we come all the way up top and spiral out as we do silk reeling. The first movement we did was the fountain. These are both Qigong movements. And Qigong is Chinese for energy exercise. It's part of traditional Chinese medicine, which looks at the balance and movement of qi in the bottom, a life force energy, as an indicator of health and a former of health. So it's an ancient medical tradition, some of which relates very well to modern medical science, and some of which less so. We're now going to sync the qi. I think we're going to go up to the cloud level and do some waving hands like clouds. We're taking one hand, moving it across the face, bringing it down, changing hand positions, bringing the other hand across the face. Now the hands are moving up and down and the torso is rotating. So it looks like the hands are making big circles, but they're actually just going up and down. And the body is making the circular twisting motion, which according to traditional Chinese medicine helps the flow of qi, but also it helps stretch the muscles, the connective tissues, and helps us coordinate the movements of our body and connects mechanically our body support with our feet. The body mechanics of Tai Chi and Qigong are very modern. We're going to add the foot movement. We're going to actually step sideways as the hands are moving. We're going to go this way first. So we're going to step as the hand moves in front of the face. Bring the other foot up, step again. Now we're going to go the other direction. This time we can do 4 steps. So we're going to do a step, transfer the weight, bring the foot in. Step, transfer the weight, bring the foot in. So we're actually balancing on one foot before we move the other foot. And when we put the foot down, we're making sure that the foot is stable before we transfer the weight to it. So this is waving hands like clouds, a martial arts retreat movement. So you get away from a fight. Always an important thing to do. Now we're going to close our fists, making storm clouds. I think we're going to do a couple of Qigong movements. First one we'll do is the monk lies his head on a pillow. So we're going to lean over as if we're lying our head on a pillow. Now we're going to go the other direction. So this way you can actually challenge yourself in how comfortable you are. That is, don't lean to fall down, but lean to know where your body is in space. We're going to do a very similar movement now. We're going to have the tiger hug its head. So the hands are stopped above the head and at the belly. And there's actually a head movement that goes with this. We're going to look over the shoulder of the lower hand. And we can make it a balance exercise by raising that foot off the floor. We're going to go to the other side, do the same movement, have the tiger hug its other head. So we're going to look that side. I think we did both sides for the pillow, but if not, no big deal. No judgment here. Now we're going to raise our foot. And not fall down. I have to do it one more time. Did not fall down. Okay, we're going to go back to the clouds. We're going to do a Tai Chi movement next. We're going to take this hand and make a hook and strike out with the other hand. We can add a foot movement and strike and grab. We're going to do one more of these, and then we're going to change it a little bit. We're going to widen our stance. Now this hand is going to come up in a big arc, and we're going to squat down as the snake creeps through the grass. We're going to do one more. I'm going to release the hook. Still in the clouds. Now the other hand is going to make a hook. I'm going to strike out. Adding the foot movement. We're going to do one more and now widen our stance so we can do the snake creeping through the grass. So we come down only as low as you feel comfortable doing. This is as low as I feel comfortable doing. If you can go all the way down to the floor, oh, that's wonderful. And if you can only come here, that's also good. We're going to do one more. We're going to release the hook, go back to the clouds. Now we've been at the cloud level, we're going to go up a little higher. We're going to go up to the moon. So here we're going to hold the ball, now we're going to call it a moon, and we're going to toss the moon. So we lifted the moon earlier in class, now we're tossing the moon. I hope the moon doesn't get upset with the way we're dealing with it. But now we're going to bring the other hand back in. It will go down while we raise the moon up as we part the wild horse's mane. The second of our horse movements. Let's do one more. Now we're going to come back and do the same thing on the other side. So we're going to start by first lifting the moon, tossing the moon. Now we're going to bring the other hand in to part the wild horse's mane. Let's do one more. Now while we're at the moon level, we're going to do a little stretching exercise. We're going to step out to the corner. We're going to take that moon for an orbit around the earth. We're going to reverse direction. This is sometimes called stirring the Qi, that life force energy that they talk about in Qigong. We're going to come back in. We're going to go to the other side to do the same thing. So all these diagonal movements are doing different things to strengthen our legs, but also are teaching us where we are in space. That's proprioception, an important part of balance. Now we're going to come back in. We're still going to hold the moon. We're going to do another Tai Chi movement, though. We're going to step out to the corner. We're going to rotate the moon and push. So the hand that was on the bottom ends up on top, palm out. The hand that was on top is now pushing an opponent in the chest. We're going to go to the other side. We're going to rotate the moon. Step out to the other corner. Rotate and push. Let's do one more. We're going to come back in. We're going to sync the Qi. We're going to be doing a few more stretchy kind of exercises. So we're going to first make our hands gentle fists, and we're going to turn a big circle. This is a Qigong movement called turning the wheel. I have this funny image of the old movie Metropolis. I don't know why. Now we're going to go back the other direction. Always stay in your comfort zone. So if you can't make a big circle, make a little circle. But just keep moving. Get those joints lubricated. And now we're going to do a few more reachy exercises. We're going to bring our hands into the prayer position and reach them straight up and then come down. So as we inhale, we're going to be reaching upward. As we exhale, they come down. This is the Qigong movement, the arrow. Now if we raise one foot off the floor as we rise, it's called Phoenix Rising. Today doesn't seem to be my day for really good balance, but I'm not going to be critical of myself. Now we're going to do the other foot. Now we're going to sync the chi. I think I want to do a few stepping exercises in a different direction. Because of the t-shirt I'm wearing today, we're going to be doing our forward punch. So we're going to start by stopping rocking back and forth and start moving forward and backward. We're going to take a step with this leg. We're going to stand on this leg. We're going to raise the foot, put it out on the heel, put the toe down, and now transfer the weight. Bring the other foot up. Now we're going to take the other foot up one step. So we're going to put the weight on the standing leg, bring out the heel, put down the toe, and now transfer the weight. And we're going to go back 2 steps. So first we're going to transfer the weight, say to this leg. Now we're going to bring the toe back, put the toe down, put the heel down, and now transfer the weight. Bring the foot up. Now we're going to step back with this foot, bring the toe back, the heel back, transfer the weight, and step. Now we're going to do the punch. So we're going to take that same kind of Tai Chi step, and as we transfer our weight forward, we're going to throw a punch. We're going to do it alternately on the 2 sides. So the slower you do it, the harder it is. If you're Muhammad Ali, throwing your punches so fast you can barely see them, it's not Tai Chi. It is good, but it's not Tai Chi. And we're going to do one more punch. So now we've done our steps sideways, we've done our steps forward and backward. I think we're ready to do a couple more Qigong exercises. The first one, we'll get back in our horse stance, which is our feet as if we're sitting on a horse. So I think I've been on 2 horses in my entire life. The first one, I was 6 years old and was a very tiny horse. So I don't really have a good feel for what a horse feels like between my legs, but I'm giving myself the benefit of the doubt. This is the horse stance. We're going to bring our fists to our waists, and we're going to throw a punch and then flare our hands as we bring them back. So we're going to inhale, exhale as we throw the punch. Inhale as we flare the fist and bring it back. And if we can make fierce face as we punch, so much the better. One of the names for this movement from the 8 pieces of brocade is punch with fierce face. It has a bunch of other names as well, but I like that one. Now, while we're in this horse stance, we're also going to shoot our arrow. So we're going to inhale and bring our hands up. Imagine that we have a bow that we're opening, aiming, and shooting. Do a little bit of a squat as we aim and shoot. And the squat can be as shallow or as deep as you want. Staying in your comfort zone. But the deeper you go, the more you're challenging your muscles and your joints. And the challenge is good as long as it's not painful. So let that be your guideline. I think we've shot enough. We're going to come back in and we're going to sync the chi. We're going to do one of my favorite movements. We're going to catch the sparrow's tail. It's a 4-part movement, so we're going to do each of the 4 parts separately and then put them all together. We're going to start by holding the ball, bringing our foot in a center step. We're going to step out to the corner or the side, whichever you feel better at. And now the top hand goes down while the bottom hand goes away, parallel to the floor. This is called ward off. So it has a straightforward meaning. You're pushing away an opponent. Now we're going to do the second movement, which is pull back. So we scoop all the way up, shoulder high, and arc down toward the floor. What we're doing is redirecting our opponent's force down toward the floor. Pull back. The third part is press. Our palms come together and press against each other as we lunge forward. So this is the kind of fighting you might be doing in close quarters. If you imagine 2 armies coming against each other and they're just pushing. Now we're going to do the last part, which is we roll back and we push the mountain, which we did earlier in class. So the 4 movements go together, and they're called catch the sparrow's tail. We'll do them 3 times all together. So we're going to ward off, pull back, press, and push. To coordinate the breath, you inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Last time. Ward off, pull back, press, and push. Now we're going to go to the other side, do the same series of movements. So we start by warding off 3 times. Now we're going to pull back 3 times. Next, we're going to press 3 times. Finally, we're going to push 3 times. So let's put those all together. So we ward off, we pull back, we press, and we push. Now notice, as you're doing the pulling back and the pushing, we're turning our torso so that when we bend our front knee, we're facing in the direction of the knee. When we are pulling back, we face the back knee. And we press, we're looking forward. Again, the knee and the body are moving the same direction. So we're trying to spare the knees in all of these movements. There's a little pressure in the roll back in the push. But most of the others are very coordinated in how your torso is, how your hips are facing as you're doing these movements. One more time. So catching the sparrow's tail. I don't know if sparrows are used in cooking. I had a vision of 480 blackbirds baked in a pie. But anyhow, that's what it's called. And we're now going to, let's do one more Qigong movement. I was having difficulty doing this a couple days ago, so I want to practice it with you guys. First, we're going to bring one foot up and then the other foot up. And now we're going to add a hand. This is bouncing the ball. And it's bouncing the ball on the something of life. Fountain of life? Okay, it took me about...
Bubbling spring?
Bubbling spring. Thank you, Sandy. I do appreciate people helping me. I never turn down help. Bouncing the ball on the bubbling spring. And that's because in traditional Chinese medicine, the space just behind the balls of your feet is a point, an acupressure point called the bubbling spring. So that's what you're bouncing the ball on. I think I've done enough of that. We're going to sync the Qi and we're going to do our centering movement next. We're going to bring our hands up to our midline, palms up. And as we inhale, one hand goes all the way up and slowly, slowly down in front. So what are we trying to center? We're trying to be in the moment, not thinking about anything else. The center is just us. Trying to breathe from the diaphragm, trying to relax. We'll do one more. And we're going to bring our feet together and we're going to check our breathing. Make sure we're breathing from the diaphragm. If you like, you can close your eyes and imagine that you're a bamboo tree in a gentle breeze. I think it's going to be stormy tonight, so not that kind of windy breeze, but a nice gentle breeze. So you can feel yourself wafting, the weight shifting from the one foot to the other, to the back of the feet, to the front of the feet. So you know how your muscles are responding as your weight shifts. And this mindful movement, this connection of body and muscles, body and mind, are what we're trying to get at to improve balance. Now we're going to open our eyes, take a big breath. So I want to thank you for participating in that Tai Chi Qigong flow. We're now going to do a few cool down exercises. First one we're going to do is spinal cord breathing with a crunch. So we're going to do a combination of several different movements, which I find fun. I hope someone else finds it fun too. We're going to inhale, bring our shoulder blades together as we arch our back. We're going to exhale as we curl the back, bring the elbows together, and do a crunch. So we're doing a cat and a cow from yoga. We're doing a bracing exercise from strength and conditioning. And we're doing deep breathing. Okay. And the three final cool down exercises are from Dr. Paul Lamb and the Tai Chi for Health Institute. The first is the tapping of the thighs. We've done a lot of squatting, so that's getting circulation back in these big muscles. I like the tapping so much, I tap a lot of other places. I need circulation in my brain, especially today. Otherwise, I'll never remember the bubbling spring again. Okay, now his second cool down exercise is tense and release. So we're going to inhale and tense all the muscles that we can without pain, and then exhale and release those muscles. So we're going to inhale and tense, exhale, relax. Inhale and tense, exhale, relax. Last time, inhale and tense, exhale, relax. And this final cool down exercise is the big breath. We're going to inhale and exhale. So again, thank you all for coming today. I'm going to stop the recording. Feel free to unmute yourself, ask any questions, make any comments.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you.